Nigerian actress and filmmaker Funke Akindele has publicly identified herself as a feminist. Akindele made this revelation while advising the wife of popular skit maker Kamo State. Speaking in a viral video on social media, the actress noted that despite her feminist nature, she does not encourage women to disrespect their husbands. While also urging men to treat women specially, she noted the importance of women's economic power in their home. I'm a feminist, but I don't support a woman disrespecting her husband. Make sure you do what is right. I believe that we are not the weaker gender. Men are supposed to treat women specially with respect. Also, men should not feel a woman belongs to the kitchen alone and talked to anyhow. We women, we are strong and bold. Our economic power is very important. That is why we should make sure we have the power and protect the power so we can support our husbands. Now, that was really an interesting one from Funke Akindele, trying to say that she's a feminist and that she, at the same time, she doesn't support women or wives being disrespectful to their husband. This particular story, you know, we don't really get to treat it all the time. But we see women who advocate for power, who advocate for women rights and stuff like that, okay? But then Funke Akindele coming to identify herself as a feminist. I know that with this woman, she's someone that has made so much success, achieved so much success, you know, within time in Nollywood. Like, she's a star. She is a star. Like, she is a great name. So, like, coming out now to say she's a feminist, but that she doesn't really accept the idea of women disrespecting wives. What is your make in this particular one?
I think it's actually a timely advice, yeah, considering the fact that we have a lot of things going online. I was looking through a video, I've forgotten her name now. She was making claims to how she disrespects her husband, how she talks bad to him, how she even hits him sometimes. You get, and the husband, being the matured person that he is, doesn't react in manners that she would expect a normal husband, because to her that seems abnormal to her. You get, so she doesn't expect her husband to act that way, but she makes boast of it. For she's one popular, I think I saw that on TikTok or there about making those claims. But you see somebody like Funke Akindele, this is actually timely considering the fact that these things are going on, and they tend to see men as those that, okay, that are the abusive ones. Do you get? But then now we're seeing a case where the female, the other gender that are not male, are now the ones coming to carry out this act. And I think it's timely, and people should also people should learn from her, being the superstar that she is and a feminist as she claimed to have been right now, to come and give her this advice actually.
But I don't actually think it's an advice. She's just trying to say that she's not in support of it. I don't know. Did you watch the whole interview?
I saw a part of it, but I didn't see everything actually.
Okay, you didn't see the full interview because it wasn't like an advice. It wasn't an advice. I think it just came out as, it wasn't like, okay, this is an advice I'm giving out to women on this particular matter. No, it was not an advice. Then, but there was something I want to lay emphasis on when she said something like, you know, women, their economic power should not be overlooked, and that is a very beautiful part. Now, I find men I find men intimidated sometimes when they see women that are in power, women that have, you know, achieved a great stand, or women that are doing more better than themselves. Men don't like it. I think I've had a guy say something like, what did he even say again? He wouldn't want his wife to be on, he wouldn't want his wife to be doing better than him and stuff like that. And then there is this lady, she's always on TikTok, and then she was granted an interview the other day, and she was saying something like, oh, that there is something she has done in the past that she's not proud of, that she tore her husband's clothes out of anger, and that she finds her husband a very respectful person, that she has anger issues, and, you know, her outburst is very mad, and she's older than her husband. She's quite older than her husband. Then she was saying something like that her husband respects her so much that every woman should strive for a man like the husband. And you know, and that woman, she's really a wealthy person. She's wealthy. I'm not saying she's the breadwinner of that family, but she's wealthy in the case that she provides for the family as well, and she's well-to-do on her own. Now, looking at it from that angle, that she is, or women should not disrespect their men. What if a case when a man disrespects you first? Like, a man actually deliberately disrespects you, or doesn't really, you know, try to acknowledge your value in the family or in the relationship or in the marriage that you guys are going through. Do you get? Or where he constantly abuses you emotionally. I'm not even talking about physically now. Do you know that men can abuse emotionally? Maybe with their words or with their attitude. And then something happened today while I was in the office, and then this guy, I think he's a colleague, but he was on radio. He came up and then he was just trying to make some you know, like, observations, and then he was like, I don't know what we're talking about. And then he said okay, no, I was complaining of my financial situation, you know, how me and money has been going recently. So he was just trying to say, okay, so when you get married, and no, he was making he was showing a reference to something that has happened. Then he said there was this lady that buys cream for 22,000 naira, and that she got married, and that her husband told her to stop buying the cream because things are not going as they used to be, so that they can use it and buy gari and food stuff. No. So now, in a situation that a man has disrespected me like this, what am I supposed to do?
I don't consider that as disrespect.
What do you consider as?
I consider it as looking for a means to get out of the time that you are in. That probably,
looking for a means to get out for a time that like, it has to do with my situation or taking care of myself.
Okay, so
something. Did you get me what I said? She said she has been doing this for herself even before the man came. Do you understand? Before the man came along, this is something she's doing on her own, comfortably. Nobody's helping her to do it. And she does it on herself.
Can she still do that while married?
He said the man told her that she has to be supporting now. So she has to curtail both the cream she buys for herself and everything she does for herself so that they can be able to survive.
So, quick question.
That is disrespectful for me.
Is he the one that is giving her that money to go get it?
You're not understanding me. You're not understanding me. This is something she has been doing for herself. So, but maybe the husband is not seeing money as before, or maybe things are not going as planned or as he expected. Now he's telling her to pause, put her, like, you know, her skincare, her self-care. Let me use self-care. Thank you. You put her self-care on pause. To me, I'm telling you now that I find it disrespectful. So, according to Funke said, you know, that she would not tolerate, that she's a feminist, but she will not tolerate or support women that disrespect their husbands, right? Yeah. Good. Now, I'm not asking a question that in a situation where the man is disrespecting you, and the disrespect, I said emotional disrespect. I wasn't even saying abuse. So the emotional disrespect here now is when a man intentionally tells you to, like, pause everything you used to do before. Like, it's more like you are white or you are fair before. You marry this man, he wants to turn you to black because he wants things to align, maybe because of, you know, one or few things. So what is your take on this?
So for this particular one, I think it's just a readjustment thing. If I would look at it from that perspective, I think it's a readjustment thing. Yes, I know he doesn't give her, or he doesn't give, okay, in that situation now, he's not the one that gives her the money. Yeah, I think if she is somebody that wants to build a home and is not, in quotes, selfish, if she's not that selfish, yeah, she could understand that, okay, see, there are much more important things. There are other products that she could use that are not so expensive that she could get for herself. Now, you know you're married, yeah, and nobody plans to have a rough life. Yes, you are married and things were good, were going well. Not like this was not even going well at all. Do you get? I feel if things were going well and things suddenly turned because life switched on you, nothing is promised, and things turned she could actually, he doesn't even need to tell her that, okay, babe, please, can you just turn this down and maybe just support us or support the children's fees or do this or do that with the money. Do you get? I feel it's on herself. She is the one to even initiate it. He doesn't even have to tell her. Do you get? So I feel it's a adjustment thing, readjustment thing, because you have your family at heart and you have the children's fee to pay. You cannot, I don't think it's even sensible to hear that a lady is thinking of 50,000 naira, 25,000 naira, 25,000 naira skincare product where you have fees to pay. That's not sensible at all.
That is what you're saying, right?
Yeah,
well, in your own part, you said it's not sensible. But to me, it is very disrespectful for a man to tell a lady to purse her life so that his responsibility, the things he is supposed to do, so that he can be able to do it. Now, this is the angle I'm going to come from.
Okay.
Now, before you get married to a lady, you should be able to have observed this lady from afar. That, okay, this is how this lady is. She's expensive in this way. This is the things she does and stuff like that. Now, why would a lady, for instance, I see marriage as a thing of joy.
Okay.
Like, looking at it from a female perspective, when ladies are, oh my God, you're getting married, everybody's so excited. Oh my God, baby, I'm so happy for you. Congratulations. Oh my God, he bought you a diamond ring. He did this, da 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 da. You are now, you are expected to shine out. Depends on your level, just like you said now, that there are, more like someone that is using 50,000 naira to buy one particular cream. There is someone using 20,000 naira to buy one particular cream. There's another person that is using 1,000 naira to buy one particular cream. Do you know? That is when we get women, that's when we try to classify women in different levels. Do you understand?
Like that, yeah.
Good. Now, I find it very disrespectful for a man to get married to me and then tell me to pause my self-care that I do for myself so that I can be able to use the money. I'm not telling you the money the man is giving me. If the man be saying they give me money, and then maybe let's say you're giving me 200,000 for self-care monthly, and then because things are not going well, you'll be like, babe, what I can afford now is 100K. It's understandable. Now it is left for me to know how to manage it myself. But now, as a lady, these are the things I do for myself, and I'm still doing it for myself. Before I met you, before I got into your life, and before I get into your life, my life should be better getting into your life. That is the whole idea. That is the whole idea. If a lady is doing well for herself, if she is moving an inch from where she is to be with a man, she should be better. Now, I find it very disrespectful for that man to tell me that in every other thing that he has seen to cut. So why can't he cut getting new dresses for himself? Why can't he cut down on maybe if he's fueling 50K full tank? Why can't he cut it? Why can't he cut spending out with his friends weekends? Why can't he cut spending Why does he feel like I'm supposed to cut down on my expenses on myself because I'm your wife? I feel like practically a woman should be doing way better than she is. If you're not going to, and this is my advice for Gen Zs. You understand? Just like I said, classes, there are classes.
Yeah.
Now you can see someone that's giving you 5,000 naira. Doesn't mean the person does not love you. If the person gives you 5,000 naira, there are so many things you can do with it, right? There are so many things you can do with it. Now there's somebody who give that 5,000 naira. It cannot do anything for her. Doesn't mean she's used to this. She's used to maybe 50K, using 50K to cater for those things. There is someone that is still used to 100K to cater for so many things. Do you understand? Just differently. Different classes of ladies, right? So now you're telling me that a woman would now get married to a man, and then the man is telling her what not and what to do. I feel like I'm not advocating or advising people to disrespect their husbands. Trust me, no way. I am no way advocating for that. But I asked you a question, just in any way that like he disrespects you. Do you understand that? In a way that the man disrespects you, and I'm calling out this kind of thing as a disrespect. And to every Gen Z lady out there, let me tell you the truth. Even the Bible, even God, he said the thoughts he has for you are of good and not of evil. God has better, very much better plans for you. Now, if you don't open your mind to think out of the box, to think, you attract what you think about. Now, why would you leave your comfort zone to enter, to go and suffer with a man? Why not wait and relax? Why can't he, hustle, try to make things, you people work together, maybe, okay, I'm okay, if it is that, okay, maybe I'm making 100k and he's telling me, babe, this 100k you're making and you're putting all of that in skincare, we cannot work again, no. Just, if you can be bringing out 10k and be giving to me, it's understandable, okay, I'm doing this for a plan. Why are you telling me to stop what I do for myself on a normal because of the responsibility you are supposed to do as a husband, and you're telling me there are not things you can cut down? I feel like it's disrespectful and that person doesn't love me or value me. Of course, because if it's that I'm not doing this, that I'm okay, because maybe, for instance, I'm using 200,000 and I married you, I started using 2 million to cater for those things. And then you tell me, babe, we have to go back to this 200,000. No, it's understandable. After all, that was where you met me. I'm understanding it. A woman should not go lower for anybody, for any reason. If you're going to get married, you're going to join a man. That is why children don't get married. It's adults. Adults that have worked. Adults that have plans. Why would he even come to meet you if he doesn't have plans of how the future should go? And it's a full responsibility of a man to cater for the family. So why would he come to your own, like, self-care, what you do for yourself, like things you do for yourself normally, and he's now telling, do you know that most times, most women you see that are not happy in their relationship or in their marriage, and they're like, like they're silent and going through a lot, is because of these little things, because they feel unseen, because they feel disrespected, but they can't speak out, they can't do anything. Do you know it's not when a man beats you that he disrespects you? A man can disrespect you in so many ways, emotionally, trying to trample on your rights as a woman because I'm married to you. Doesn't really make sense. It really doesn't make sense. If you're telling me that you are giving me this particular thing, now I cannot give you this thing. It's understandable. Okay, babe, it's for a meantime. After our journey is forever. So, if it's going to be forever, I still have so many other times to still enjoy your money. Meanwhile, your money is our money. But telling me that I have to go lower because a man that is the sole provider and the breadwinner of the family I joined is trying to tell me to cut down on the self-care I used to do for myself. I'm not asking him for money. He's disrespectful. I feel like he's trampling on your rights and he sees you as naive. Because if he really means business, that okay, things are going so bad though, and that's why I respect an Anambra man. Oh, an Anambra man will be wearing, like he will wear the same clothes. My dad, for instance, I've never heard my dad say, okay, my mommy, he will still come back. There is no money. No, he's buying a new wrapper for my mom. He's buying a new jewelry for her. Because that is your wife. She has a life before she met you. Why would she pause her life? I mean, even if she was in her father's house or she was a working class before you met her, there were things she was doing for herself. So for the reason of being in your life, she should be experiencing better. Now it's understandable because life is, ups and filled with ups and downs. Now that you cannot be able to do some certain things for herself. My dear, you have no business telling a woman that caters for herself, maybe she provides 30% for herself, and you're telling her, and even in the 30% she provides for herself, that she still have to go lower to 10%. I find it absolutely disrespectful.
Well, I think it's basically how you see it and maybe the scenario you are painting in your head, because I feel if you guys are married.
Oh, sorry, let me ask you a question. Yeah? Can you ask your woman for money when you don't have money? And there are maybe ways you can cut down on your expenses to make that money. Ask your woman to make money because you feel like there is no particular money to do a particular thing. But really, in your own life, there are things you can still cut down on
to get that money.
So and you're telling you married from her father's house, that left her father's house, left things she was doing, left the comfort she was in. You are telling her to cut down on her own. I feel like it's disrespectful. You're trying to, you're trying to bully the person. Okay. And these are the kind of disrespect Funke Akindele was trying to say.
So I, for one, generally, I don't ask anybody for anything.
Okay.
That's like my life generally. Even my family member, my dad, of blessed memory, since I left my parents since about 2015. I've never called home to ask for anything.
Okay.
So I am generally like that. So I
Okay.
am not even the best person to use in this scenario.
So,
Now,
but if you are no, we are using because we're using live scenario. So if you were in this situation, what would you do?
So if there are ways that I could, if there are things that I could cut down on,
Okay.
to help me generate that fund
That you are expected to
That-
generate
you get-
as the man of the family.
there's no way, if that is what she wants to do, yeah, she could go ahead and do it. But now see what I'm telling you. There is this Igbo proverb that says abako abako nyoma mili obo ofofo. So when men gather and they urinate together, it makes small foam. Now you are partners in this relationship, in this ship called marriage. Yeah, so I want you to understand that everything is not all rosy. As a married man, as a married woman, you want to get married. Yeah, we're talking to the young ones now that want to get married. See, there are things ordinarily wisdom would teach you to do when you get married, and when you marry that person, there are some of the things that you do before that you can still do and you can do better. But what is the time? What time are you in? Are you guys in that trying time where, okay, everybody needs to let go of selfishness, let go of self?
Wait,
For
sorry.
the greater good of
So
the family.
you
Please
wait,
hold
you
on.
call
Please hold on.
self-care of
Please
a
hold on.
woman
Please
you
hold on.
married from
Please.
her father's house that doing things for herself
Hold
on her own. You call it selfishness. I mean, you actually married her
Now.
so you can be able to take care of her
Now.
and provide
Now.
basic needs
Now,
for her.
Now, listen.
Okay?
What is the need in the family at that particular time?
The
that
need
needs
in
to
the
be
story I
solved?
painted, the need is food. Food. Like, I'm not telling you there is someone that is dying or there is a critical situation.
So-
This is the basic food that the
So-
man of the family is supposed to put on my table
So-
every day.
So, quick question.
The basic.
Quick question.
Just basic. Oh.
Quick question.
Okay.
Yeah. There's no food in the house, and all I could afford at that particular time is 5,000, and you have 50,000 that you want to use for self-care products. What would you do?
My dear, I am not giving any man that cannot provide basic need as food. If it's a life-threatening situation, I am understanding. I will bring out my money because a life-threatening situation. If it is a situation of life and death, it's a situation of, like they're just urgent situations,
Yeah.
not basic food. No man can tell me that you are of marriageable age and that you're getting to a point where there is no money to bring money for food, and you are trying to tell the woman to go lower because you want to feed she and the family. Like, to me, it doesn't really make any sense. Like, I feel like such men, because no, I feel like we are tolerating this. That's why you will see, if you notice, when it comes to abuse, you will never see in a rich family that there is abuse. Even if there are, you see the woman, she's either crying in another country, crying in her car, she is crying in comfortability. But you see those ones that are killing. There was this case that a woman, she was like shouting, EJDO, EJDO. It is because of the fact that maybe that man has not been able to do some certain things. And that is where it accumulates and gets. As a man, there's some respect you should have for yourself. That is why you should call yourself a man. There are life challenges that happen. Like, there's something in matter I'm dead. I wouldn't want my man to be dead. But you cannot tell me that for instance, you're gonna have a car. You have a car. You would always hang out with your friends, maybe in the evening and all of that. You would definitely have investments, definitely have savings. To start with, that question is even wrong, because I can't be with a man that what he can just afford for food is just 5,000 naira for us.
We're
And
painting a scenario.
no, we're not painting, because I can never be in that kind of situation. Just like I cannot be in a situation where to borrow from somebody. I cannot be in a situation to be with a poor man or a man that doesn't have money for the basic food or basic need that is as low as food. Because when we talk about this thing, we call women feminists and all of that. No, there's nothing like feminist. The thing is, I see men generally as people that intentionally want to trample on women's rights. They see women as vulnerable, like, you can do it. Meanwhile, there are actually things you can cut down on your own. If a man loves you, Gen Z females out there, I'm telling you the truth. I have seen it happen. I am a living witness. My dad was like that. It has never gotten bad or bad. Even when it gets bad, my mom goes inside. There's where she ties her money in her wrapper. She goes inside and brings out that money. Nobody tells her. She brings it out because things, excuse me, but not things did not get to the point of no food in the house, and you are a man. What are you coming back to the house for? That you can't go outside to fix proper meal for what we would eat that day. Men, you people borrow from each other. Don't tell me that you can't borrow from your fellow man. You can't do things you can do as a man. But it's where I am or in my own money. Wait. That's why you will see men when they are outside with their fellow men, they want to brag, we have this and that. You can't come down that low, but it's where I am. You want me to step down on so many things that I used to do as a human being because I am in something called marriage with you. If it is not life-threatening, because I feel like it's when things like this get, it's small. The woman in her heart, she go to see him. This man don't really love me. And that way, that man will get so comfortable. Maybe he goes outside to fend for something, and the heat and the sun is too much. He comes back inside. Baby, there is no food though. That money where you get, you go bring a meal use. And that is the way. You do it the first time, do it the second time, do it. It is now a normal. That's where things like this prolong. And they have issues in the family. I feel like respect is reciprocal. How you want yourself to be treated, that is how you should treat your fellow human being.
Well, for me, I believe wisdom is profitable to direct. If you are in that situation where you know that, okay, this guy has tried, is trying, yeah, and you could give up that thing. It's not something that is constant. If it's something that is recurrent, then you call it disrespect. But if it's something that you just had to understand the situation and the time you are in, please, just give in.
Men know what they do. This is my last advice for this. Men know what they do. And as a woman, the moment you start saying yes to something, let me tell you, that is the way it's going to go. To come out and pull out of that is usually hard. So for Gen Z people out there, when you set a standard, do not drop for anybody. Ain't nothing like wisdom. He as a man should have wisdom to think ahead and plan ahead before bringing you into their life.